Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's incredible event, the grand opening of Clackamas Village. I am Gary Schmidt, Clackamas County Administrator. We have many incredible people here today that made this happen. You will hear from many of them. And then we just want to thank everyone who's made this incredible project here at Clackamas County as we help address homelessness in our community and in our state. We are so honored today to have with us Governor Kotek, who has made time in her very busy schedule to be with us. Governor, we hope this also meets your vision of reducing homelessness and providing more affordable housing in Oregon, and this is our small part to help make that happen to your vision. So thank you, Governor, so much for being here. I'd like to recognize our elected officials and thank them for being here, starting with our Clackamas County Board of Commissioners, Chair Craig Roberts, Commissioner Paul Savas, Commissioner Ben West. Commissioner Martha Schrader is traveling and unable to be here today and sends her regards. We have with us Happy Valley Mayor Tom Ellis, Mayor Ellis. Happy Valley City Councilor Brett Sherman, Councilor Sherman. Metro Councilor Christine Lewis. And that's all I've recognized. Have I missed any elected officials? Please shout out. I apologize. All right, thank you. I want to quickly thank our incredible county staff who've made this possible over many years. And I think most of you are here today. Mary Rumbaugh, the county's Director of Health, Housing, and Human Services. Mary, thank you. Shannon Callahan, our Division Director of Housing and Community Development at Clackamas County. Shannon, thank you. Vahid Brown, our Deputy Director of Housing and Community Development. Thank you. And we always welcome people to blossom their careers, even if it's not at Clackamas County. And I want to thank former county employees who helped make this possible. Rod Cook, former Director of Health, Housing, and Human Services. Thank you, Rod. And Adam Brown, I see you, Adam. Adam Brown, former Deputy Director of Health, Housing, Human Services. Adam, you are instrumental in making this happen. Thank you, Adam. All right, with that, we have several speakers who would want to share some quick remarks with you. After each speaker, we'll then do a ribbon cutting, and then we'll have self-guided tours of this phenomenal facility. But with that, let's get started. And please welcome our Clackamas County Chair of the Board of County Commissioners, Chair Craig Roberts.
Thank you, Gary. Well, first of all, thank you everyone for coming today. This is really a momentous day for our community. This new village is a much needed transitional shelter community. Ending homelessness is often an uphill challenge, and today is an important step toward meeting that challenge. Clackamas County is helping get our residents safely off the streets and onto a path of stability, thanks to the housing and homeless services system that our county staff are implementing. This system is comprehensive, providing options to meet the person's unique needs, from street outreach to emergency shelter, permanent housing, rental assistance, health services, and recovery. As a piece of the system, Clackamas County is increasing our shelter capacity nearly 25% by next summer. This includes 24 new spaces in Clackamas Village, new spaces at our Mental Health Stabilization Center, and additional shelter dispersed across the county. This village is a part of the county's recovery-oriented system of care, a coordinated network of services to help people achieve and sustain long-term recovery. In addition to this village, our priority investment in recovery include the forthcoming Recovery Campus. Thank you, Commissioner Ben West, who's been championing that. The Stabilization Center, Lake Road Health Center, and more. Clackamas Village is a safe place to overcome trauma and build a community of support. Residents here will set their own goal and have individualized service plans towards getting permanent housing. Now this project here, Clackamas Village, was $4.8 million for the total development cost of this village, and $1.5 million for annual operating cost. Excuse me. These funds come from Supportive Housing Services Program, and we're very thankful for our partnership with Metro. Thank you, Christine, and everybody at Metro. Well, now it's my true honor to introduce our distinguished guest, and that's Governor Tina Kotek. Governor Kotek has been a tireless fighter and has made real progress in addressing Oregon's housing crisis. We simply cannot thank her enough for her partnership with our work here in Clackamas County. I just want to comment, through her recent emergency order, the governor has championed $14.5 million to improve county homeless response for rehousing, rental assistance, homeless outreach, and shelter. I want you to know we prioritize this funding for our rural areas, where housing services have historically been extremely limited. This funding is allowing the county to expand emergency shelter capacity in our rural communities and establish 2 homeless resource centers in our rural cities. Governor, your presence here today really underscores the importance of this project and our shared commitment to addressing homelessness in Clackamas County. I just have to say, she has really stepped up in countless ways across Oregon, brought people together that were really struggling to focus on the true need of addressing homelessness, and I can't thank her enough. So please give me a round of applause for Tina Kotek, please.
Thank you, Chair Roberts. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I know you're awake. There you go. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for the dedication and partnership in this work, because this is really about partnership, and I think that's very much present here today. It's always great to go to a grand opening, but there's a lot of work that gets to here, so it's an honor to be here with you to celebrate today. And there are a lot of folks here. We have elected officials, we have our advocates who are out there fighting for people every day, we have our faith and community leaders who have come together to make a difference in their community and see it through. Again, not one person does this, we all do it together, and it really shows today. You know, often when we are taking on complex problems like our homelessness crisis, we get caught up in the numbers. How many beds can a project provide? How much is it going to cost to sustain this? And those are important numbers. And I'm focused on outcomes, and I know we need to have those numbers to know what we're trying to achieve. We have to track those outcomes, because that's how you get the job done. But it's always important to ground ourselves in what the numbers mean. This shelter, this village, means warm, safe, private spaces for at least 24 people at a time. 24 people who are going to need the help that this space will provide. It means their first step, probably, in a long time towards stability for people who've been experiencing homelessness for more than a year. The people who will stay here have been struggling for a long time. But here they're going to find hope, and they will receive health care, good meals, camaraderie, and life-changing support. You know, when I was reading about this project, I was really struck by the immense amount of care put into every detail. You look at the colors, they're calming. The sleeping pods are soundproofed. And the lighting is designed to create a space that feels like home. These little details are not little at all. They mean a lot for the folks who are here. They are about caring in action, showing that in how things are designed. They tell the neighbors who are going to stay here that we see their humanity and we see what they've been through, and people are here to help them. And that is incredibly important. You know, having a safe, warm place to call home, as we know, is a building block for a prosperous, healthy life. Everyone here today wants that for every Oregonian. The scale and complexity of that goal can sometimes feel insurmountable, but this event today proves that we are making progress. Since I issued the first executive order declaring a statewide homelessness emergency more than 2 years ago, communities across Oregon, like here in Clackamas County, have stood up new services and coordinated systems. Together, we have blunted the humanitarian crisis on our doorsteps. So I want to share some numbers with you. By this July, in a couple months, our efforts at funding to tackle homelessness are projected at this point to rehouse 3,300 households, prevent another 24,000 households from experiencing homelessness in the first place, and our state shelter program now supports over 4,800 shelter beds to help people stay off the streets and have access to transitional stability. You are all a part of that success. It's a strong start, but it is only a starting point because the urgency remains and we need to see this strategy through. This legislative session, I'm advocating for the continued investments, those partnerships that I've been committed to with local leaders like here in Clackamas County, to continue to invest in shelter, rehousing, and prevention. And I'm going to tell you, despite the economic forecast today, we're going to keep fighting for every one of those investments because we know we have to keep staying the course. And we also know we can't put this crisis behind us for good if we don't solve the long-term problem. We have to build more homes, and we have to make sure Oregonians can afford those homes. So I'm advocating and will continue to fight for investments in affordable housing and cutting the red tape that is keeping us from building more. We need to build more homes faster. I do just want to go off script for a second and talk about what you've built here with the supportive housing services measure in the metro area. I want to thank the voters of Clackamas County, Washington County, and Multnomah County who had the vision to support having ongoing funding to support places like this. And I also want to thank the county commissioners here who also understand that those dollars can't be used in every part of the county. So they are prioritizing the state dollars to serve, like the chair has said, in more rural areas. So all of the county can get the support that they need. And that is the leadership we're seeing here in Clackamas County, and I want to say thank you for that. I know people appreciate when I come, but coming is good for me. This inspires me, it energizes me. We get to see what is happening on the ground because we can do it one success at a time, one Clackamas village at a time, and you are changing the situation here in Oregon and in your community, and I thank you, and I want you to know that together we're going to keep doing more to meet our goals. We have to be unrelenting. We have to continue to be persistent. We have to be kind of pushy so we can get every Oregonian into a healthier and safer environment, because when we support everyone with housing and supports, Oregon is better off for everyone. So thank you for your work to get here today. Congratulations, and it's a big honor for me to be here with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Governor Kotek, for being here today, and we're proud at Clackamas to help implement your vision statewide. Thank you so much. And as the governor mentioned, we don't do this alone. We have our metro regional government partners that have been very supportive in this work and in housing and affordable housing throughout the region. To present next, please welcome Metro Councilor Christine Lewis.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you to the Board of County Commissioners for inviting me to be here today, and thank you to the Governor. I'm proud to represent this district, but when I joined Metro Council 6.5 years ago, I didn't know that our agency would, in this rapid amount of time, be part of a day like today. And I'm so happy to be here celebrating this work. Clackamas Village is a transformative example of the progress we're making with the support of housing services. I must start by thanking the voters who said yes. Yes, it is time for us as a region to expand housing services in every corner, in every neighborhood, and at the scale that actually works in our communities. Here in Clackamas County, that means for those facing the harsh realities of homelessness, there is hope. This is a place that offers more than respite. It's going to offer dignity, stability, and a meaningful path forward. Not only is it a place for someone to get the rest they need, they can put their things down, they can reconnect with their community, they can build relationships, find the support that they need, medical appointments, job services, nutrition. Managing the things many of us take for granted takes time and space, a bed and a door, and somebody who's a listening ear, safety, and support. It's more than just a respite from the elements, from the heat of the summer, or the ice in the winter. It's a place that you actually can send a piece of mail. I want to thank our partners, Clackamas County, also Sunstone Way, who's played a critical role not only in getting ready to service this facility, but in the design. The trauma-informed design is evident just stepping here today. Thank you for your thoughtfulness. This is a site that will provide the most basic needs, shelter, and so much more. It will have 24/7 on-site staff, peer-supported recovery, housing navigation, employment assistance, And when someone's time here is done, they will stay connected with housing retention services and services that help people move into permanent housing. It's a major investment for Metro and the voters of our region. $4.8 million of supportive housing services funded the capital assets, and we're looking at an ongoing $1.5 million of operating costs year over year. So congratulations to all of those who have worked hard to make today a reality. Here we are in an industrial area on the bank of a river. To those who are part of the construction team, I can't imagine some of the challenges that you faced. It probably wasn't easy, and I want to thank you for your work. But we get to serve the most vulnerable among us, and thanks to you, Clackamas County and Metro and Sunstone Way are plotting a path of partnership that I hope we replicate. Our work isn't done. As you know, Clackamas County point in time count came out yesterday, and it shows what we already know, that homelessness is still increasing here, just like it is in Washington County and Multnomah County. For every 10 people we house, 15 more are falling into homelessness. We have to keep working together to create more affordable housing options and interventions like these if we're ever going to help plug the hole in the bucket. And I, for one, am up for the challenge, and I know you are too. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Lewis. As Councilor Lewis mentioned, again, a partnership, Sunstone Way is the provider that will operate daily this center in collaboration with Clackamas County. Welcome, please, for a few remarks, the Chief Executive Officer of Sunstone Way, Mr. Andy Goebel.
Thank you, and thank you all for being here. I want to start by just thanking the community partnerships that we've already established in our time out here. Thank you so much to Metro and to the folks at the county. I particularly want to thank ASA Construction, the team that did all the work to build this amazing site. I'll have you know, not only do they do amazing work, they're really nice people. They're really good folks. And so I just want to thank you all, ASA Construction, for being so amazing. For the folks at Base Design and Architecture who worked with us in collaboration, and you're going to hear me say that word a few times, because one thing that we've noticed in doing this work out here in Clackamas County is collaboration and community is the name of the game. That's how things get done out here in Clackamas, and we are thrilled to be a part of that collaboration. As Councilor Lewis said, the folks who come to be sheltered here and to be cared for by our staff are going to be a part of a wraparound service team, and that does include case management, housing navigation, peer support, and behavioral health resources. But it's not just those folks from Sunstone Way. Again, we are already working with community partners. For example, I love seeing that Love One and the Father's Heart are here. We already have made these connections. Yes, please. They've been doing this work in Clackamas County so much longer than we have, and we are excited that they have ingratiated us and said, we want to work with you in supporting all of the participants. You know, I say at every orientation class, I speak to every one of our new staff. And one of the things that I say is working with folks who've experienced the trauma that is houselessness is difficult work. It's not for everyone, but it's also meaningful work. When you have the opportunity to walk alongside someone on their self-chosen journey toward independence and self-efficacy and what we call, as a part of our mission statement, a sustainable sense of home, it's some of the most rewarding work that we get to do. And I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to do that work in this beautiful space that is so intentionally designed, so well built. It's absolutely beautiful. And so thank you for the opportunity to come and to do this work with you all in Clackamas County. We're excited to welcome the first participants into this space, but even more excited to see those participants move on to permanent housing which is actually how we solve this humanitarian crisis that is houselessness. So thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Goebel. Our final speaker today is Commissioner Paul Savas, and it could be said that this Clackamas village today really is a product of what Commissioner Savas started over a decade ago, and that was his idea at a budget committee meeting to have a veterans village to support veterans who did not have anywhere to live. And right next to this facility is the Veterans Village. That was our first product, way before the governor's vision, way before supportive housing services. Really, Commissioner Savas, you started that, and look how it's blossomed today. The Veterans Village, now the Clackamas Village, and much more to come. Of course, many partners and elected officials help support that effort. But thank you, Commissioner Savas, for your leadership, and please welcome to speak Commissioner Paul Savas.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. If I get a little choked up, I apologize up front. Thank you, Gary, for mentioning that. Been a commissioner for 15 years, and about 14 years ago, I saw the writing on the wall. I'm a kind of analytical person, and I realized that as I'm in the community around the county, seeing more and more people in economic desperation, it became very evident what I thought some of the factors were. Lack of anti-displacement policies that were actually effective. My staff, I want to thank my staff and my former colleagues for bearing with me through that conversation about anti-displacement. It's still an issue. And I won't forget in 2015 when the Orange Line opened in Clackamas County and I was being interviewed and they say, "Commissioners, this is a great day. We're opening up this line. What do you think?" I go, "I'm worried about the local community here." I go, "Rents are $300 for the trailer parks nearby. Rents are about $400 a month, $500 a month for a single family home in some of the areas. In some areas a little bit more." But it wasn't literally within a few months after that Orange Line opened in 2016 where I got a call from a gentleman, a very active local community member, who said, "Commissioner, I just want to let you know I'm leaving Clackamas County." He said, "I'm being gentrified. My rent went up. I can't afford it. I'm going to go live in the basement at my son-in-law's house in Multnomah County." So that was the tip, really. That was the turning point, I thought, where not only that, about a couple months later, it was headlines in the local pamphlet media news about the fact that housing prices were skyrocketing and people were finding homeless. And my community changed significantly. It changed because of all the rents. I mean, I even live in a lower income area in Clackamas County. Once wasn't local. The point of the matter is that we had to do something. I knew it 14 years ago. As Gary said, we got the Board of Commissioners finally and the Budget Committee to approve some money to start this because I learned from Lane County. I learned from a lot of people, so this is not my idea. But Lane County, they broached the homeless issue with a veterans village, essentially, because compassion for veterans, resources for veterans, because we need money. We need the transitional tools to get people in the VA and the ODVA help with that. So it was a success. We broached it with that. We made a model here. My hope was within 2 years that after we opened the Veterans Village in 2018, that we could open up this or something like it. I called it shelter number 2. But we're here today, and we wouldn't be here today, as mentioned, without the supportive housing services dollars because we need those resources. And so thankfully we're here today. But I just want to make sure, I want to thank everyone, past and present, colleagues, commissioners, members of the community, Lane County commissioners, all the people that came out and toured the facility right over there, Veterans Village. I see people here in the audience that have been very key. I'm looking at one over there, Emily, in trying to stand these things up. So lots of thanks to go around. But we have a crisis before us, and the crisis is not getting any better. As Councilor Lewis mentioned, for every 10 people we place, 15 more come in. 80% of the people that went through that Veterans Village are in a better place today because we found the transitional tools. They're in permanent housing or in a better place. And so that kind of success is going to help us, but we have an economic trend that kind of worries me, keeps me up at night, that we don't have the resources and we don't have, really an economic environment where housing is affordable as it should be. So it's been a long journey. I'm way off a script. I'm not following the script here at all today. But I just want to just speak from the heart and just say that we need more. We need to do more, and we need more resources to do that. I'm hoping the state can help out. We need tools like mental health facilities. We need a number of things that we need help at the state level for. So this is not a county, a city, metro. It's a statewide issue. It's a national issue, but we need the state's help. So thank you, Governor, for everything you've done. I also want to thank ASA Construction for building the structures you see here. ASA Construction is a women-owned firm headquartered right here in Clackamas County. The Board of Commissioners prioritize supporting local businesses and appreciate ASA's construction's logistical work to build these structures off-site and safely move them here. But before I go on, I want to say Commissioner Schrader can't be here today. And Commissioner Schrader and I, you all heard the term NIMBYism. We went to every one of these businesses and we knocked on their doors to talk about it. Some of our staff joined us. And none of them were supportive of this. But we said, hey, we're going to do it right. We're going to make sure we're going to be good neighbors. We're going to have a policy. We're going to stand by and make sure that this has no negative impact. And I won't say it was ever adversarial, but they were in opposition to this. And I want to thank all of them as well, because they are now supportive of the work we've done here, because they've actually employed some of the people out of here, out of the Veterans Village. So thank them for this setting, and I also thank the Administrator Schmidt and Administrator Krupp prior for their support. Could not have happened without them. So I am going to ask Heather, the owner of ASA Construction, and her team to stand up so we can recognize their work. Heather, team. Thank you so much, and thank you for all coming and joining us for opening of the Clackamas Village.
Thank you, Commissioner Savas. Thank you to all of our speakers today. We're almost at the end of this ceremony here. All that's left is the ribbon cutting for the grand opening.